Well, howdy there, folks. James from Political Friar coming to you again. I got the University of Oregon hat on, and so we're going to talk about a political topic today, and it's the one that makes sense considering the news of the day. It's Joe Biden's big boy press conference. I don't know why they decided to call it a big boy press conference. That seems like a really odd brand, but it is just a press conference, the sort of thing that presidents, when they're in their normal faculties, do a couple times a year. They take questions from the press, they answer questions from the press, and nobody really worries about whether they're going to fumble the question in some kind of terrifying way, like calling their primary political rival their primary political ally. Oh, crud. The first question that Joe Biden was asked, he responded to by saying that he would never have picked Donald Trump to be his vice president if he didn't think that Donald Trump could be the president of the United States. Now, obviously, he meant Kamala Harris, and he was talking about Donald Trump just a moment ago. And you can see how, in a less than perfectly functioning brain, but still a rational brain, you could mess that up. You could put one word in where you meant the other word, but the problem isn't that Joe's wrong about these things. The problem is that Joe isn't capable. And the rest of the press conference went okay. I mean, he was rambly and difficult to understand, and maybe if you really read between the lines, you kind of understood what he meant. But it was a press conference that only a wonk who was deeply, deeply engaged with these questions could see kind of what he meant. But you know what? Kind of what he meant is not sufficient to be president. I'm sorry. Joe Joe is not wrong. Actually, the policies that he laid out in that press conference, when properly interpreted, were right. He was right. He is correct about the role of the United States in the world. He is correct about the role of NATO, and he is correct to point out that his primary political rival is tremendously dangerous on these topics and needs to be opposed, needs to be defeated. And that simply reinforces the idea that Joe isn't the person to be the candidate for the Democrats. Every time he points out that Donald Trump is dangerous, he's right, but he's also pointing out that it shouldn't be him. Somebody else. I don't know. Kamala Harris, fine. Pete Buttigieg, fine. J.P. Pritzker, fine. Bashir from Kentucky, okay. Whitmer from Michigan, yes. Newsom from California, okay. It can't be Joe. He's the one person who is most likely to lose to the entirely unacceptable Donald Trump. So it comes down to that. It comes down to the idea that Joe demonstrated again that he is no longer ready for the big stage or the big boy, the big boy press conference. Again, it's not his fault. The best question of the press conference was, "Hey Joe, you're not getting people calling for you to drop out who don't like you. You're getting people who calling for you to drop out who do like you. How do you reconcile that?" And the real answer is, well, they care for you, Joe. They do want the best for you. You are actively contrary to your own best interests, my friend. So listen, Joe Biden, deeply not my favorite president. His trade policy, his industrial policy, his immigration. I probably disagree with Joe Biden on most things. And he did that one thing that I'll give him credit for, which was beat Donald Trump, who I disagree with on as many things and also believe is dangerous. Joe's not dangerous. He's just soft in the head. We can do better. America can do better. We can have a president who's competent. It's we got 340 million people. Probably one of us is competent. Let's put that person in charge, right? The two that we have right now, they're not fit. They're just not. And through a probably deeply unlikely combination of historical chance and the party system, we have bad choices. And 60+% of Americans agree with me. Neither of these guys ought to be president. That's right. That's right. Heck, the New York Times editorial board published an editorial opinion that they should both drop out. They're right. Neither of these folks should be president. Different reasons. Joe, because he actually is physically and mentally incompetent. It's not his fault. Donald Trump, because he's a tremendous narcissistic sociopath. And that is kind of his fault. So, yeah, if these are the two that we have to choose from, of course you should vote for Joe Biden. But good God, can we do better? Please. Anyway, it's just a thought. Let me know how wrong I am in the comments down below. Hit that like button, subscribe button. It's funny, since I came back, I've lost 3 subscribers. I guess I'm pretty annoying. Help me out, though. Bring that number back up, yeah? All right. I really appreciate you, and thanks for watching.